Hi guys, Tugar here with a new video. And this video, do I need to even say more? We did sub back on Classic. I gave in on my impulses. Some friends are laughing at me because I am kind of bipolar on the fact that I say I will never sub again and then I sub again. I'm going to give you my reasons. Obviously, some people might have already clicked away. It is what it is. So it doesn't really make me not play Epoch anymore. Don't get like it twisted. I still believe in the idea of Project Epoch. I just think that right now my time is not as valued anymore on Epoch because of not really Ascension, because I think they got like thrown a hot potato on them by the devs of Epoch, the original devs, because again they ran with their tail between their legs, and that's fine because it's a cease and desist, so I understand. It has repercussions, and maybe they are like not situated somewhere where they are untouchable. It is what it is. But truthfully, like, no updates. The bug fixings are only about quests that I really do not care. Like, it's not even like things that are game breaking or like very annoying, or like the classes are still in a state where it is unacceptable because we have known differently from other servers. I'm not even talking about Turtle, right? Because this is a 3.3.5 client and Warmain just does it better. So right now I'm in a state where, do I really want to play TBC design that badly on a server that is like not really well scripted when it comes down to classes and bugs and debugs? Do I value the leveling through PvP, like PvP through like you being able to PvP and level through it? And since the queues are quite fast at lower levels, like depending on like faction and depending on the time of the day, it is very fun, and that's true. Like whenever I'm on a troll warrior or on my warlock, or even back when I was leveling with my shaman, leveling through PvP was what made me love Epoch. Like that's the only reason. Like I said that multiple times, and I have no regrets have spent that much time because I really enjoyed my time. I wish Classic Plus that comes out would be like this, where you could level through PvP, through Warsong Gulch, and through World PvP, where you have bounties, like you have to kill 5 hordes or 5 alliance, and you get XP from it, and you get bloody tokens which you can use. But till this day, those bloody tokens are unusable because you can buy the items, and you are not in war mode in PvP server, because everyone is technically not in war mode, but just like on a normal PvP server where you don't have war mode. So the items that you can get from bloody tokens are unusable, except the title, I think. So all the fun things, like for example a speed pot or a knockback that you had also as an item, you cannot use it. So even then, it's kind of a waste of time to do it, except for the XP. So at level 60, you don't really care about those quests, because bloody tokens, who cares about that, right? Is it valuable to stay on that server because of the fun I had through leveling with PvP? And I was asking myself, like, I see people leave the server, I see people actually waiting on like an update, and currently it is not really like a thing I want to do, like wait for waiting, because I feels like, again, am I waiting for Classic Plus or am I waiting for Epoch to get better? That's like a blurry line to me. And then there was like the Nax announcement on Classic Anniversary, which, to be fair, Nax is a very fun raid, so that's maybe the only thing that would make me raid on Classic. And yes, I have like a sick in the stomach feeling when I'm thinking about PvP on Anniversary, because again, rank 14 is such a brain dead activity. I'm very sorry for the people that do love the ranking on Classic, but it is truly brain dead. You don't need any activity in your brain to be able to rank up. You just need to have 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head. Even those legs you don't even need, and you would just queue up AV and be half AFK, and you would get your rank 14 if you just have the time to do that throughout the day. That's not really the PvP I conceive. Like Warzone Gulch doesn't really pop. RRT Basin doesn't really pop, except when it is weekend, and even like the RRT Basin weekend or the Warzone Gulch weekend, and even then it's not like people are like really playing to win. They're like they're just trying out PvP, and then they're not queuing up because they see pre-mades and that's it. Something I liked about Project Epoch is like they killed the pre-made thing, where queuing up as a 5-man, 10-man is not possible. The maximum is 3, and even then the queue times are very long because you do match with another pre-made against you. That's something I did like about Epoch, although it was a bit bugged. And again, I have also friends. I have also more than 3 friends, so it would have been fun to pre-made with them, but I understand for the greater health of the game, pre-mates kind of kills any puck scene when it comes down to PvP. And I think I would like to see Epoch succeed, but I don't feel like they're going to do that in the close future. Like, I feel like Ascension has way more on their plate that they need to. I think if the proposition came in August to like literally develop the game instead of like Project Epoch, instead of the dev team of Project Epoch, I think they would have said no. But now that they have the server already on their system, they're saying like, why not, kind of thing. I don't feel like a lot of money is flowing in for them either. So it's not really a project where you have like a chicken with golden eggs. That's not really what's happening. So why did it make me sub on Classic? I could have also not sub on Classic. Well, truthfully, the reason why I would play Classic is to prep for TPC. Maybe gold making, maybe a bit of like fun here and there, maybe like leveling through like just the characters to level 60. I have currently level 3 level 60, so I have a warrior, a priest, which is on the other account, and then a druid. I haven't subbed the other account because again I feel like I need to play a lot on like Classic Anniversary to feel like I wanted to sub a second account. It kind of sucks I have 2 accounts that are separated, I like characters, but I had my reasons back in the day because of retail, queuing up solo shuffle, and then Classic on the side. Right now I'm not playing retail, so it feels a bit dumb to do it right now, except if I want to play my warrior and my priest. I feel like the more I play a buggy server, like that's just the truth. The more I play about like Epoch and the buggy server it is for classes, and I feel like I haven't like rose tinted classes back in the day when I said like, look, I know you are counting the mistakes that Epoch has, but I'm also counting the blessings that it has on the server, like the PvP, the leveling through PvP, a PvP server that is fresh. At the same time as PvE, the population being good. Like those are the blessings I was counting back in the day, but now like again at level 60, the leveling through PvP is not an option. The PvP, world PvP is kind of irrelevant because past a point you are doing Warzone Gulch, like AB is not out, but Warzone Gulch arenas. So what makes the gameplay good is the classes working as intended. I think, for example, Seal of Justice not slowing, but like keeping the movement speed at 100% is dumb. Like it is like bugged, clearly bugged. Or like Shamans having like the Wind Fury bug where you don't go to double Wind Fury, so it is kind of troll to go two-hander. You can just go one-hander with Rock Bite or Wind Fury and hit as hard as a two-hander, which makes for unjust gameplay as well. Or the many little things that makes for bad gameplay, for example, Polymorph not regening the health, or Fear not really breaking except for like critical damage, like for example throwing 2 Shadow Balls onto a Fear target that will break the Fear, but like you could sit in a full Fear 8 seconds with full dots and not break and still die because of that. Like those are things that really are irritating, and to like for example rage regen from a warrior is not possible. Like you get hit by a mob sometimes the whole way through and you do not get rage, or you're doing blood rage like out of combat. You get in combat with blood rage, which is normal, but you drop directly out of combat, which then drops your rage to 0. So basically the benefit of blood rage only exists while you're fighting and not while you are outside in the world, which again doesn't make sense, because if you want to like avoid a sap or avoid like a distract or whatever, you do blood rage so you are in combat, so you're not able to get like sapped or um, distracted. So it feels like kind of dumb. It makes like me thinking like, how does Warmain has such a great scripted server? Because it is really, if you're playing Warmain TBC and you're doing PvP, you will not have those complaints at all. How does they have no problem, while the Project Epoch team has a lot of problems with that? And yes, they're using a different core. I don't know for what reason they're doing that. Maybe because they wanted to make their own baby and they wanted to work on it. But it just clearly is the wrong choice. So now we're circled down to why Classic Anniversary. Well, I think I always said that, even in the past, I feel like the time you spend on an official server, even if it's imperfect, because like, let's be honest, like the RMT is still there, the bots are still there, the boosting is still there. So if you're logging in, you'll see a lot of like the boosting and all the problems that like comes with it. I think even if you have all of these, you still have more players on Anniversary. That just is a fact. You will see more players in general. But obviously there is like layering, which kind of sucks, and obviously it's queues. So if you had no layering, you would be seeing everyone at like all times. But since you have layering, that makes it for like like non-social experiment of PvP and also leveling, which really sucks for a game like Classic, where the open world is the strength of the game. And I think part of that is like the many things that comes with like in general with mega servers. But how come private servers have no problems with that? Well, that just is a problem that I see many times over and over and over again. So they could fix all of these. I have no trust in Blizzard right now to fix it for Anniversary. I think they don't really care too much. But the amount of people you see just logged in, and I'm like at 2 o'clock, right? It's really... It's like you have a lot of people. Like, I'm layer 3, guys. Layer 3, right? And you have that many people in Stormwind. And yes, that makes it for less people in open world, but it is definitely not a dead realm. So if people are thinking like Anniversary is dead, that's not true. I think the PvP is kind of dead. I think the leveling is kind of dead, I think. I don't know, I have to level back my hunter to see how the dungeons are. Yes, you have boosting being the most efficient way to level, and right now I have 1000 gold, so I could literally boost something on one of my characters, but I do not want that because I feel like I'm past that point where I do need to level fast. So I will not do like boosting. So I will have a better idea of the server being dead leveling wise or not. But truthfully, if you want to raid, you have AQ out, you have ZG out, you have MC Oni BWO out. And now you have Nax very soon that is going to come out. The raiding scene is probably the best that you can ever like see if you want to just do raids, because you have technically the leisure of picking and choosing which raids you want to do with pugs. Like with a pug team or with a guild, you can see how you can actually like have fun with that. If you're a PvPer like me, truthfully, right now it kind of sucks. You have Arati Basin, that's cool, but like again, the likelihood of me being inside of a Arati Basin is going to be very hard because the people are just not really playing, and that really sucks for PvP at least. And that's probably the one reason why what it made me stop the game, right? Like Classic Anniversary, because the PvP, like the AV meta, that really sucked for me. I wish it didn't exist, but it simply exists. The rank 14 really sucks. Like I stopped at Marshall and I said like, what am I doing, man? Like, am I really spending that much time into a AV, which I technically don't PvP in, where I technically am wasting my time because it is like about ranking, and if I want to have the gear, I can like get it in TBC or pre-patch from TBC. So why am I doing it? Because of the power boosting raids? But like, am I doing PvP to get PvE gear? Like, no, that's not really the idea of me doing PvP. I want to do PvP to crush people, but that's not the case. And I wish there was like changes so you could make it a bit more fresh, so you could actually go into balance and not being like a waste. I'm gonna do OPG, why not? Yeah, I will enter it. I think all those things that comes up in my mind, I wish it could be different. Now it is not really the case, it will never be the case, and that's fine. At the end, it is what it is. But I think my time being spent, so I'm trying to circle back to what I'm saying in the video, is going to be better used on a classic anniversary that is going to progress to TBC, which ultimately I will be playing TBC. I think I wish there was changes, for example, towards arenas, so you could have conquest instead of arena points. I still have hope for that, and hopefully they're pulling the trigger on it. But they have to rework a lot of the gear, so it does not become the best way to get gear. But I don't know how they're going to do it. I wish they are going to do it though. But overall, like, my time spent on this will be a bit better because I will be able to prep TBC. I think TBC is going to be a great moment, at least phase 1, maybe phase 2. And it depends on Blizzard if like when they're going to come out with Classic Plus. And again, I think Classic Plus might come out, I hope, sooner rather than later. But if I'm like Blizzard and with a lot of the releases that are going to come out, which is TBC, then you have Midnight, and in between you have probably a Miss Pandaria season that's going to come out, like for example in February or March. I think the best time for Classic Plus would be when Miss Pandaria is like closing and TBC is like at the end. So I would say end of 2026 would be the date where Classic Plus is going to release. I hope not. I hope I'm not right. That really sucks because then you just wait 1 year. But at the end, like, am I better waiting 1 year on something that is like a bit more useful to my time spent? Or am I going to dwindle down into Epoch, which I still believe somewhat, but like they need to show me something, right? And if they're not showing something, like I'm gone. And like I'm very detached about the game at this moment for everything, right? So even retail, like once it sucked, I really left. Like I didn't like turn my back again towards them, like say, oh, I might come back. Right now, it's very hard for me to come back on retail. Same for Classic Anniversary. I stopped. And now I'm coming back because they announced snacks, and I feel like, oh, TBC might be my time, kind of thing. So I'm very, very much like into that aspect. Am I going to show you the whole BG? It will be a very long BG, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Or it will be a wipe, and it most likely will be a wipe, and my map is bugged. I think this is going to be a very big wipe because we did lose BS without any contest. We'd go for LM. Mines is going to be not taken right now. They're fighting there. I'm going to try to go for the farm. But I'm going to end the video right here about like my plans for the channel. I'm going to try to make a bit more content about Classic, maybe just shenanigans and whatnot. That could be fun, and we'll see what we can do about that. So yeah, he's going to cap it again. I don't do it nearly enough damage, I think. Can we go? Can we go? Alright. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video right here. Could have power shifted, but whatever. Not really concentrated. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.